It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
Hi, I'm Mara Dougherty from the Up North Journal podcast. Do you want to take your bow hunting and shooting skills to the next level? If so, listen to this mini podcast where Bobby Vargas from PSE Archery Marketing to help you get to the next level.
Hey, we're back for another PSE Tech Tip this week. We got Bobby Vargas on the line from PSE Archery. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing all right, Mike. Just trying to survive the heat out here.
Hey, well, I hope you got a cold beverage. Just kick back and take it easy.
That we do. There's no shortness of cold beverages out here. You have to living in the desert.
There you go.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, this week I'd like to talk to you about the rests that are on our bows. There's the drop-aways, there's the capture-style rest, there's a bunch of different ones out there. Along them lines, what should we consider and think about and know about buying these different style rests before we just go grab one and put it on our bow?
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many different rests available on the market today, and it seems like no matter how many that are out there, folks are either shooting a full capture or a drop away. Not very much in between anymore. Either one will work out just as well over the other, but there's a lot of different things to consider when you're looking for a new arrow rest. And what is your primary application going to be? Are you just going to be playing in the backyard, knocking over cans and shooting hay bales? I think you'll have, just as much, if not more, fun with the capture rest. There's fewer moving parts, less things to go wrong with it, and tons of fun. You don't have to worry about your arrow falling off your rest or anything like that. But even if you're not just that backyard shooter, there are a lot of good, full capture rests out there that are going to be great for hunting, and it probably wouldn't be my first choice if I was building up a setup to go to Vegas, but I would say that with today's full capture rest, you can still be, really, really accurate out at the long ranges too. But some of the things to consider, this is when I'm making my choice, and I'm one of those same guys where I either have a full capture rest or I have a drop away rest. And when I'm deciding over one or the other, it's all dependent on the application that I'm doing. So if I'm setting up a target bow, then I'm shooting a drop-away rest. Most target shooters out there, if you look at their bows, they have some kind of a launcher blade on there, and works really, really well, for them. And for me personally, I really, really like a drop-away rest. They're easy for me to set up. I have really good performance with the drop-away rest when I'm shooting targets, and that's my personal preference for that. But if I'm setting up a hunting bow, it depends on my application, and I'll tell you why. So if I'm gonna head up to your backyard and sit in a tree stand where I'm gonna shoot deer at 15 yards, personally I like the drop away. It's not so much because I want to maintain the accuracy, because I know I'm going to be accurate at 15 yards. Typically, drop-away rests are going to be quieter on the draw than a full capture rest. A full capture rest, it's just like it says, it fully captures your arrow shaft, so you're going to make noise on the draw. And if you're trying to be as absolutely as quiet as you can be in that hunting situation, a full capture rest might not be the right way to go. Sometimes in the right situation, if you got a little breeze or something like that, then you can get away with drawing on a buck that's in really close range without getting detected. But for me personally, when I'm going to be in a ground blind where my shots are really close, or in a tree stand where the deer are typically right underneath you, I like to have a drop away because it's quieter. So out here in the Southwest where we're hunting, we're primarily spot and stock. We're running and gunning for mule deer and javelina and anything else that we can be lucky enough to get a tag for. We're climbing over rocks. We're hiking over hills. We're going through brush. So I personally like that full capture rest. First of all, it doesn't let the arrow fall off my rest when I'm in close quarters to the animal, so I don't have to worry about that. But also, it doesn't leave anything to chance. I don't want to bump that drop-away rest. I don't want to get my drop-away cord caught on anything and possibly rip it or change the timing of it while you're out there. it throws your point of impact way, way off. So for me personally, in that particular application, I like the full capture rest.
You know, that's a great point. I never really thought of that because, you know, hunting here in the Midwest, it's we're not typically crawling around on you know, big, thick rocks and brush and all that kind of stuff. But that's a great point. You know, if you bang it, all of a sudden you got some little moving part that might get, you know, busted or whatever and misaligned, and there you go. You're out of your hunt.
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, there's always that chance of banging any arrow rest out of position, but you have much less of a chance with a full capture rest of something going wrong.
All right. Well, those are some great points, great tips for anybody that's out there looking for a new rest this season. So, and you know, and you guys got a full line of videos over there on your YouTube, the PSE YouTube page. You know, if you got any questions on anything, go over and make sure you check those out, and you can plow through all those. So, thanks again for sitting down with us for a few minutes, Bobby, and explaining capture rest and dropaways.
You bet, you bet. Good luck out there. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to this mini podcast. If you would like to listen to our weekly full podcast, go to upnorthjournal.com and click on the audio section. For any other outdoor content from Up North Journal, check out our social media sites on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.